This is a Best Syndication video production. On October 23rd, we recorded the Snowline School Board meeting. At a previous meeting, parents raised concerns about the opt-out forms for military recruitment. There were conflicting regulations between state and federal authorities. The federal No Child Left Behind Act requires schools to provide parents and guardians a form to opt out for military recruitment of their children. The state education code says that you can opt out of all disclosures, but not just one item. Members of the school board spoke to county council and believe they have a compromise to satisfy everyone. This is that meeting.
Dr. Golden.
We were able to meet with our district-wide multicultural committee. It was the first meeting of the year. Picked up where we left off last year. One of the things we're trying to do is move part of the Synergy program down to the middle schools. Our peer ambassadors are on their way to Quail Valley, and they'll be there shortly, and they're going to set something up with Pinyon Mesa. We had a really good discussion. I had some concern when we moved some of our people around this year, if that was going to affect Synergy. We were able to get 2 counselors at Serrano to pick up the program. They're being trained, and it sounds like the program is still going full speed ahead. So we're very pleased about that. A couple schools have already, one of the things we're talking about is having multicultural committees at each school with parents with kids in that school, and then they would feed into the district-wide. I know Phelan already has one, and they've done some things with their parents, and some of the other schools are getting it. So we're moving ahead with that, and I was really pleased about that. You know, I'm one of the people who likes to look at the glass half full, and I know sometimes people are critical of the district, but I always used to have, somebody say, if your coach isn't bawling you out or coaching you, if your teacher isn't talking about you, then they don't care. Well, I seem to think about a lot of the people that want to criticize the district, it's because they care. They may not agree with what we're doing, but at least they know we're here. So that part of the cup is full. They understand we're here. They may not agree with some of the things we do, and but obviously they care because they've developed an opinion that says we don't like that or we like this. So I think you look at the glass half full, and you have to take criticism for what it is. Sometimes it's just frustration. A lot of other times it's because they want you to do something better or the way they perceive it. A lot of it is based on misunderstanding or don't understand the ed code or some other things. So with that said, we are working with our county council on the draft proposal and hoping to get an interpretation which could work out well, and I'll let Kathy talk about it.
We did contact county council on the opt-out form, and what county council informed us is that basically the district cannot send out a form that states specifically an exclusion for opting out the military. But the parent, once we send out a form, can choose to write on the form, do not release it to the military, and send it back to us. So the parent does reserve that right, but the district cannot put that on the form. So if a parent were to just come up and ask, can I write on this to exclude my child's information being released to the military, then they could be informed yes. But the district legally cannot send out a form that specifically excludes the military. So county council did uphold that recommendation.
So this is a really important step in the eyes certainly of those folks we've heard from already, and those parents that are concerned about this. So because we can't put it on the form,
So we can put it on a cover letter.
no, you
You
can't.
cannot.
We checked on that too. Thank you. That's what I thought too, Dale. I was hoping we could put something out. The fact that we're putting it here as part of the board minutes or part of a discussion that's occurring, and that information could get passed out, and if there happens to be somebody in the room that's taking minutes for a newspaper or anything, they can put in whatever they want. But the reality is we cannot be proponents of how, did we get that straight, Mike? Or we can't, it can no longer, it can't be put in the form of a letter or of an official document from the district saying if you want to opt out, even though we didn't put it on the form, write on the form. But if the parents insist by writing on the form, we're going to have to accept that because that is the parent's right. Yes, sir.
And that avoids a trip to the office by the parents to sign a specific form. They can write on the opt-out form, I wish to exclude little Jimmy from military contact.
Yes, they can. But there won't be anywhere on that form where it
Where you're
says they
promoting
can,
it, yeah.
or where there's a space for a line or anything like that. They're just going to have to freelance it.
I do want to say we were sensitive to the community's concern, or those parents' concern, and they represented evidently 900 people. What we had to do was find a way that we could still follow the ed code and then not put the district in jeopardy. So we feel this is the best possible way for us to maintain our position and still allow parents their right to opt out. And I appreciate County Council's interpretation of the law in this manner. We were able to express there were 900 people, so that's where we're at.
I'd also like to thank officially under this subject Michael Ehrman for his efforts to help support those folks who came. For those of you who were here at the last board meeting know that Michael presented some forms from other districts. Those forms as well were presented to County Council. They recommended we steer clear. So since they're the ones that will need to defend us ultimately, we really do need to follow those precedences that they believe have been set by other districts and the mistakes that potentially, or what they set themselves up for in other districts. We don't want to do that. So this is the best, we think, best alternative.
That's really all I have.
Okay. Mr. Cantor.
Yes, I have several. I know that Principal Sharon Schlegel informed you that we did not receive, or the county did not receive the SLC grant, the Snowline Learning Communities grant, which means that we did not receive it as well since we partnered with them and were part of the consortium. I promised Sharon, or I told Sharon that I wouldn't mention it, but I did want to mention it because I wanted to say that I've been part of and attended a committee that she has going for SLC, and it's a very, very dedicated committee, and I have to say that they are exploring all the options that they can to keep this grant, this program, I should say, in existence past this year. So they're doing a good job with that, and we will continue to do that. It's a very viable program. A little better news, you approved a couple months ago PD grants that all the elementary schools submitted. This was a random selection process that the state conducted, and we have 2 schools that were awarded grants.
This has been a Best Syndication video production.